You're new to Apex and wonder which optic is probably the best for whichever weapon you're holding or choosing at all whatsoever. Well, here's the video for you. There's two optics that are currently not in the current loophole, but there are optics that are currently in the loophole that everyone still uses on their specific weapon of choice, of course. So, if you are new here and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below, as it will help me out a ton, and we're also on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And if you're an OG for Apex and have been playing for a while, go ahead, sit on down, watch this video, grab some popcorn or anything else. Anyways, let's just go ahead and just jump straight into this, shall we? So optics are supposed to be something that will help you out a ton during your fight. A lot of people decide to use iron sights, which is also fine too, but the optics is where it's at if you're running some sort of weapon in particular. Take, for instance, we got close range optics, we got mid-range optics, sniper optics, and the miscellaneous section as well too, aka something that's a little bit secret. Anyways, let's just go ahead and start off with the 1x HCOG Classic. Now this one is currently in the loot pool at the moment. It runs really well with every single SMG, Mastiff, and pistol. Except if you're using the P20s or the Mozambiques as akimbos, then it won't actually really work that way. It has to be just a pistol by itself and a Mozambique by itself. Simple enough, but this is still used for every single shotgun, every single SMG, and I don't really see people picking up any pistol unless it's the RE45 or just for akimbos. So it works both ways, I guess. And there's a other optic that's called the 1x Hollow that used to be in the game, but you can still find it in Wildcard. Now, this actually does pair very well, of course, with SMGs and Mastiffs, EVA 8s, just shotguns in general. It doesn't really work very well with everything else unless this is like your main thing that you need to use for early game. But I actually use this on the Spitfire and it works a lot better most of the way through. And I actually kind of like this optic. I'm sad it kind of got removed from the current loot pool. I guess no one decided to pick it up really, or it was just completely useless in general. For me, the 1x Hollow was not useless. It was beautiful. It was immaculate for the Spitfire. Anyways, moving on. 1x to 2x variable hollow. This is a close range optic that you could just zoom in and zoom out. Now, like the 1x Hollow, it just works very well for early game. No one's not going to be using this the whole game, but if you guys do, I swear to God, you guys are psychopaths. Literally. But this optic is just only really good for early game if you don't have another optic and you need it just for a fight that's happening close by. I mean, that's fine, I guess. You do you, I guess. Now moving on to the mid-range optic category. And this is where I put the 2x HCOG Bruiser on it. It's a closed range optic, but I put it in the mid-range optic section because it actually works very well mid-range as well too. Pros use it on every single assault rifle, so it's perfect for every single assault rifle. It's not good with any shotgun, like for example the PK for instance. Just it looks ridiculous on a shotgun either way. If I swear to God, if you just use this on a shotgun, I'm just gonna call someone for you. Are you okay, man? Are you okay? But moving on to the other mid-range optics, we got the 2x to 4x variable ACOG. This one you could zoom in and zoom out, of course, and it does work very well with every single assault rifle, LMG, and sniper. It used to be put on the SMGs, which was perfect, but then Respawn removed it in Season 1 of Apex whenever Octane came out. So I prefer picking this up if you have some long-range weapon, like any marksman rifle as well too could work. But I prefer picking this one up over the 2x to 4x variable ACOG, and it's the 3x HCOG Ranger.
Greatest toy! Buzz has it all!
Now this works very, very well with every single marksman weapon, the R301, the flatline, just any gun that you could find that uses this optic. It works both ways. It works perfectly for mid-range to long range to short range. It's just perfect. I highly recommend picking this up if you guys do find it. But if you're not really into that, I would just use the 2x HCOG bruiser, just because. But like I said, it works very well with every single marksman rifle, and highly recommended if you guys use so. Now for the next section in particular, it is the sniper optic section. Now there's 4, but I'm putting another one in its own place. You'll guess which one at the very end. So the 6x sniper optic, it's just a very zoomed in sniper optic. You cannot zoom in, zoom out at all whatsoever. So it's just really zoomed in. And for the 4x to 8x variable sniper, you could zoom in and zoom out with that and get some decent ground with it. Decent kills. I mean, both sniper optics are pretty good, but if you have a very low sensitivity, I would not pick this up. Pros tend to use 4.3 linear if they're on controller, or have a very somewhat low sensitivity if they're running keyboard and mouse. And they prefer picking up the mid-range optics like the 2x to 4x variable ACOG and the 3x HCOG Ranger. So if you have a low sense and are running pro sense, I would prefer picking up mid-range optics. Now, for a miscellaneous sniper optic, it's a 6x to 10x variable. Now, this optic in particular, it's only locked to the Kraber. Why is that? Well, the Kraber is actually staying in the care package for Apex's whole entire lifetime. If Respawn ever decides to remove the Kraber from the care package, I don't think this sniper optic is going to be a thing whenever the Kraber somewhat comes out of the care package, but it's never coming out of the care package, and this actually stays with the Kraber. Literally, you cannot remove it at all or anything like that whatsoever. So if you guys do pick up a Kraber, it actually works very, very well, and honestly I feel like it's better than the other optics. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, everyone's most hated but most loved Digiday. Yes, I had to call this category Digiday for a reason, ladies and gents. So the 1x digital threat, if you guys do remember, but if you're new here, it's also in wildcard. It's just removed from the loot pool. But whenever it was in a loot pool, this is everyone's preferable optic whenever it came to any shotgun, any pistol, or any SMG in general. You cannot put it on an assault rifle. You cannot put it on any other weapon unless it's a shotgun, a pistol, or an SMG. Now, let's just say a Bangalore smokes, if a caustic has gas out or whatever, you could actually see the outline of your enemies and just get an easy kill like that. Works really, really well with caustic as well too, especially if you're running any SMG at all whatsoever, but that's just my opinion. But it is removed from the current loot pool because, you know, pros. I love pros. I'm a tier 3 pro player myself, by the way, if anyone cares. Anyways, but there's the bigger brother for the Digi threat, and it's called the 4x to 10x digital sniper threat. Now, no one ever picks this up, by the way. If you're new here and you see this, I would not pick it up if you're running a sniper, because it acts just as well as the other sniper optics, except you could actually have digital threat on your enemies, and it works both ways, I guess. But it, like I said, if you have a low sense, I prefer picking up a mid-range optic for your snipers. So yeah, if I did miss anything in particular, let me know down in the comments. But if you guys want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments down below, and I hope this video kind of is somewhat useful to your journey moving up in the ranks of Apex. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.